Apple's yearly flagship iPhone announcement keeps the hype machine spinning all year, with the iPhone 13 range making a splash thanks to a slew of minor but welcome improvements. But what about the other iPhone from Apple? The low-cost iPhone SE may not get an annual upgrade, but that just adds to the intrigue around the speculated 2022 model. Apple eventually upgraded the iPhone SE to the iPhone SE in 2020 after a 4-year delay. It's a little perplexing to keep the same name. When appropriate, Apple refers to the new model as the second-generation iPhone SE, although most people refer to it as the iPhone SE 2020 or iPhone SE2. Whatever you name it, it's unlikely to be upgraded in 2021. It's also unlikely that Apple would upgrade its most cheap iPhone in another 4 years. So, for today's video, let's take a glimpse about the new iPhone SE 2022. But before we get into it, do me a favor and smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button for notifications whenever a new video is published. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. What to expect? We believe Apple will release the new SE in the spring, 2 years after the last upgrade in April 2020. According to the current source, manufacturing is on track and will begin in December, overcoming component shortage. According to the UDN document, Apple's leading iPhone production partner has begun recruiting 200,000 workers for its factory in Shenzhen. There's a possibility Apple will substitute the iPhone mini with the SE because the division between the two products makes neither device evident would be a terrible shame for users who prefer smaller iPhones. The iPhone 13 Small is 131.5 by 64.2 by 7.65 millimeters, while the iPhone 8 was 138.4 by 67.3 by 7.3 millimeters. It'll come with Touch ID and an iPhone 8-style casing. This means you get a smaller screen and a bigger gadget, which doesn't appeal to anyone. The iPhone 12 and iPhone 13 have already paved the way for the iPhone SE 2022, implying a CPU update, 5G connection, and other cutting-edge capabilities featured in Apple's most recent flagship phones. However, reports suggest that a new iPhone SE model will be released next year, and that there may be 2 SE models in the works. We've combed the web for all the latest rumors and leaks regarding the impending iPhone SE 2022, including possible release dates, pricing, and features, among other things. iPhone SE 2022 Specifications. According to the most reputable sources, the upcoming iPhone SE will look similar to the present model. That's a touch sad because the iPhone SE is built on the design of the now discontinued iPhone 8. Meanwhile, analyst Ming-Chi Kuo predicts Apple will release another SE model with a 4.7-inch LCD display, a home button with Touch ID, and no Face ID, implying that the next iPhone SE would be built on the iPhone 8's chassis, with a few additional components. The upcoming SE would appear like a revised version of the iPhone 8 and sport a 4.7-inch liquid crystal diode LCD display, according to Nikkei Asia in July. The upcoming iPhone SE's major selling factor is reported to be that it is the cheapest 5G iPhone ever. It's unknown if the iPhone SE will sustain mmWave 5G in addition to sub-6 GHz frequencies. The iPhone 12 mini is presently the least expensive 5G iPhone at $699, so you can anticipate the iPhone SE to cost less than that. It's also uncertain if the iPhone SE will retain the $399 price of the current iPhone SE. The iPhone 8's body was never meant to accommodate the antenna modules required for good mmWave reception. However, it's unclear how much of an issue this would be or if Apple could readily change it. In July, Nikkei Asia claimed that the iPhone SE will employ Qualcomm's X60 modem, which will also be included in the iPhone 13. In October, Mako Takara, a Japanese Apple site, reiterated the 5G rumor. Young also stated that the new iPhone will have 5G. The iPhone SE has always been equipped with the most modern Apple A-series CPU, which is also found in the most current high-end iPhone models. That implies a third-generation iPhone SE released in the springtime of 2022 may have the same chipset as the iPhone 13 released later this year, which we assume to be the A15, as Nikkei Asia and Mako Takara revealed. Conversely, according to a July rumor from DigiTimes, Apple will instead use the A14 Bionic processor in the A12. As with previous iPhone SE models, any processor will make the SE Speedy a fantastic bargain and eligible for iOS upgrades for a long time. The iPhone SE3 is believed to include the same single 12MP wide-angle back camera as the standard paradigm, as well as a primary front-facing camera when it launches. The present model includes a 7MP front-facing camera, which we'd like to see increased to 12MP, but no speculations have surfaced in either direction. However, because Apple added that camera to its $329 iPad, it's possible that it'll make an appearance in the iPhone SE2. However, flashy new sensors are unlikely to result in significant increases in photo quality. Apple is anticipated to emphasize the new iPhone SE's better camera quality, although this will mostly be due to the A15's superior visual information over the A13 in the existing second-gen iPhone SE. iPhone SE 2022 Release Date. The past two iPhone SE models were introduced in the spring, which corresponds to current rumors regarding the third-generation model, which predicts its debut in the first half of 2022. The anticipated iPhone SE Plus, depending on the iPhone 11 with Face ID, would almost certainly have a $100 price premium, putting it in the $499 to $599 range, and might be launched in 2022 alongside the next iPhone SE, while some speculations claim it won't be until 2023. It's worth noting that Apple ceased selling the 256GB edition of the 2020 iPhone SE in September 2021, which might suggest a stock shortage. The next iPhone SE will be released in the first half of 2022, according to many experts and investigative journalists. Nevertheless, it's unclear which iPhone SE model will be released. The next SE model, aka iPhone SE3, will be released in 2022, according to display analyst Ross Young, and will have the same 4.7-inch display as the present system and iPhone 8. Unfortunately, Young recently revealed that the iPhone SE3 has been delayed until 2024, but that fans may look forward to an iPhone SE Plus in 2022. The SE Plus will have the same 4.7-inch display as the SE, but the SE3, which has been delayed, might have a 6.1-inch display similar to the iPhone XR. Verified sources responding to news site DigiTimes also believe that Apple's next iPhone SE would debut as early as the first half of 2022, according to reliable Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo. In April 2020, Apple announced the iPhone SE 2020, and Apple smartphone releases are generally predictable. In addition, in April 2021, Apple had an event where the M1 iPad Pro was unveiled. That suggests the iPhone SE22 will be released in the spring of 2022, maybe around April. That concludes our video. So, are you excited about the new iPhone SE22? What do you think is the best iPhone Apple has ever made? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Before leaving, don't forget to like, subscribe, and bell for notifications of our future content. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.